Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He has the energy and drive to get ahead, and you'll see him putting in real effort, not just talk. He works hard and doesn't wait around for things to happen. He also tends to push people too hard, which might create problems with coworkers or bosses.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong, he's not the type to quietly step back or reflect on what happened. Instead, he reacts quickly and often loudly. He might shout, blame others, or even throw a fit. He isn't one to sit and brood, but his temper can make small problems seem bigger.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
He knows how to be polite and put on a good face, so some people will find him charming at first. But his strong personality and habit of pushing his own ideas make it easy for him to get into arguments. People may respect his energy and work ethic, but many will feel uncomfortable or even afraid of his temper.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
He will struggle if your success starts to outshine his own. At first, he might show polite words of encouragement in front of others, but deep down, he wants to be the one leading and calling the shots. Sometimes he might even pick fights just to remind you who he thinks should be on top.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, he's likely to resent it if you earn more than him. Even if he tries to act polite on the surface, deep down he may feel threatened or jealous. He's used to being in charge and feels strongly about having the upper hand.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't the most careful with money. If something catches his eye or excites him, he's likely to spend first and think later. You may notice bills piling up or sudden shopping sprees when he's in a mood.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He often tries to look richer and more successful than he actually is. He likes to impress people with fancy things or big gestures, even if it stretches his budget. So there's a real risk he could end up in debt or financial trouble just to keep up this act.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He can be quite open handed, especially when it comes to spending on things that excite him or when he wants to impress others. He isn't stingy with money, And you might see him treating friends or showing off with gifts now and then. He's less likely to quietly support someone just out of pure goodness.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is likely to be secretive about money, especially if things aren't going well or he spent too much. He doesn't like giving up control or admitting to mistakes, so you may find out about problems only after they get bigger. If you ask questions about finances, he might change the topic or downplay what's really happening.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's likely to believe that housework isn't really his responsibility and may expect you to handle most of it. Even if you also have a full time job, he might think household chores are mainly your duty and not something he needs to worry about. If you bring up sharing these tasks, he could brush it off or insist that his way of doing things is right.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to supervise than truly pitch in when it comes to chores or taking care of children. He may offer advice, point out what needs to be done, or even say he's helping just by watching or giving instructions from the side. Don't count on him being an equal partner at home without firm, ongoing reminders.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
Most of the time, he argues to prove his point rather than really listening to you. If you share your feelings or concerns, he might interrupt or talk over you, focusing on why he's right and you're wrong. This can make you feel like your voice isn't heard or your needs don't matter much.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he can lose control and say hurtful things or act in an aggressive way. He doesn't hold back, and his temper can make simple disagreements feel much bigger and more painful. He might shout, use harsh words, or even slam things to make his point.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he is the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. Small things can set him off, and when he's upset, he doesn't try to hide it. He'll raise his voice, argue, and might even act out in ways that feel scary or unsettling. This isn't just a little bad mood now and then, it's a real pattern that can wear you down over time.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He rarely says sorry or takes real responsibility for his actions. If something goes wrong or there's an argument, he will likely find a way to blame you or someone else instead of admitting his own mistakes. Even if he does apologize, it might sound forced or come with excuses.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He often struggles to respect boundaries and may push back when you say no. If he wants something, he'll try to get his way, sometimes by arguing, insisting, or ignoring your wishes altogether. He may not see your limits as important and could make you feel guilty or stubborn for standing up for yourself. This attitude can make you feel pressured or uncomfortable, especially if you need space or time to yourself.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding your feelings or giving you space, he might react with frustration, sarcasm, or try to make you feel guilty. This can be very draining and isn't a healthy way to handle differences in desire.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
With him, you need to be careful. When he's upset or wants to win an argument, he might bring up private things you shared or use your secrets against you. Someone who truly cares should protect your trust, not use it as a weapon.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is likely to be easily distracted by other women. He enjoys attention and excitement and may not think deeply about the promises he's made. Loyalty is not his strong suit, and he may not fully respect the trust and commitment that come with a serious relationship.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he is likely to be over possessive. He may get jealous easily, ask where you are or who you're with, and want to control your choices, like whom you talk to or even what you wear. Instead of trusting you, he might accuse you without reason or become suspicious over small things.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what he calls protective is often just a cover for being controlling. He may say he's looking out for you, but really he wants things done his way and expects you to follow his rules. True protection comes from respect and trust, not from setting limits and making you feel small.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. He might help out in ways that make him look good or when it's fun, but the daily tasks, discipline, and emotional support will mostly fall on your shoulders. If you ask for help, he may complain, make excuses, or say he's too busy with other things.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is much more likely to lose his temper than stay calm. Small mistakes might lead to raised voices, sharp scolding, or even angry outbursts. He doesn't have much patience for the chaos or emotions that come with kids growing up.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is unlikely to truly support you as both a mother and your own person. He tends to expect you to focus mainly on the home and kids, often overlooking your own dreams, needs, or career. Appreciation for your hard work or understanding about your struggles will rarely come easily from him.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might say he supports your career now, but expect you to quit once you have a child. He may encourage your work when it suits him or his image, but deep down he believes home and childcare should be your first and main priority. If you value your independence and career, it's important not to ignore these signals now because promises may quickly change once family roles shift.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is likely to act polite on the surface with your parents, but real warmth will be missing. He may greet them nicely, use respectful words, and behave well when others are watching, but this is mostly for show and to keep up appearances. In private, he might be distant, uninterested, or even make critical comments about your family. He is much more likely to expect your family to adjust to him rather than making any real effort to fit in with them.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will likely make things worse instead of calming the situation. He tends to lose his temper quickly and speaks his mind without much filter, which can turn small problems into bigger fights. This can put you in a tough spot trying to keep peace between your husband and your family.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he's the kind of man who might act modern and relaxed with you in private, but expect you to play the traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. He may want you to dress a certain way, follow family customs, serve elders, or quietly listen during family gatherings, even if that's not how you live together when you're alone. If you try to be yourself or step outside these roles in front of his family, he could get upset or embarrassed and ask you to adjust to what's expected. This double standard can make you feel confused and pressured, trying to juggle two different versions of yourself to keep him and his family happy.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is much more likely to stay out of it or even quietly side with his family instead of standing up for you. He avoids getting involved or chooses whatever keeps the peace for him rather than thinking about your feelings. This can leave you feeling alone, unsupported, and always trying to explain or protect yourself.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
Yes, he is likely to be a mummy's boy, and it's rare that he will choose your side in a conflict with his mother. His loyalty often lies with his family, especially his mother, and he doesn't want to risk upsetting her. This can leave you feeling less important and always having to bend for the sake of family peace.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share the details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. Instead of keeping personal matters between you two, he may run to them for advice or support, especially when things get tough. This habit can break your trust and make you feel exposed or betrayed as your private struggles become family gossip.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with this man is like living on a roller coaster that rarely slows down. You may be drawn in by his energy and confidence at first, but daily life often feels tense and unpredictable.